This is up in the hills, right on the verge, right on the edge at my friend's place. It's a nice little getaway. Oh, anyway, how y'all doing? This is your Sensei Al Bob, your griot, and this is coming to you from our station, Dreamy Dreamland with Sensei Al Bob, and it's strictly entertainment. It's Hollywood. Boo. And you know what Hollywood is, right? Every magic wand is made from the holly bush, the holly branch, the Hollywood. So magic is an interesting thing when it is used as a tool in love's co-creation. It's a tool. When it's used as a vehicle to yep, shut down that noisy thing. To distract, to disassemble the spirit, to be as a sword of Lucifer's distraction, of the illusion of reality and materialism. No, sorry. Right. But when it's left to its own presence in love's co-creation, it's like a hammer. Hammer can build you a house or whack you in the head, so that's where we're at. And again, I don't really watch TV unless I'm in a place that has it. And then, my childhood mesmerization of TV, that picture of Homer, he goes and visits his old homestead, and he sees the shadow that the TV, he sat in front of the TV, and the shadow of the little boy on the wall, was etched like the explosion of a nuclear weapon does. When they went into Hiroshima and Nagasaki, found shadows of people where it went up, boom, that light went off, that Luciferian light before the blast. The EMP, it's not just EMP, it's every kind of frequency of energy that is unleashed. Poof, 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 magic. And it turned that human being into a shadow. Anyway, so it's a beautiful day. Look at that beautiful day. Look at that beautiful day. You couldn't want to ask for more of a beautiful day than that. Look at that. And that's what we can walk into every day. Or we can be going, oh, my life is so tough. What am I going to do? I'm going to pay my bill. Oh, boo, 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 boo. No, come on. Let's have a good time. Let's wear a Hawaiian shirt. Why do you think I wear Hawaiian shirts? There are little things we can do. Whenever those stupid thoughts come into our head about this, that, or the other thing, we can just push it out with a prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. As it was in the beginning, is now, ever shall be, world without amen. Anyway, hello, one, right? And so we begin. So it's a beautiful day. I hope you're all having a beautiful day. You know what's ahead of us. Like I said, I started this out almost a year ago. I think it was May 15th or middle of May. I started, and here we are, middle of March, ish, right? And I was at a place, where I was reacting to the positions I was being put into. So I said, well, hey, I'm going to, not react. I'm going to move forward, because I started to see all of these long-term trends coming together. And I started to see that, we were heading, with the, but, Donald Trump, he is no worse than any other politician. No one gets into office without being put there, right? And they're hired, and then they're brain scrammed, and a little wire is put in there, and those few where that doesn't take, or it pushes them the other way into a realization, you know that's Kennedy was one of those. You know, Teddy Roosevelt was one of those. FDR was one of those. Um, you know, Eisenhower, Nixon, Jimmy Carter. But they didn't come across, 100%. They had their foibles, they had their issues. They were still manipulable, but they acted in a way that, their handlers weren't, quite sure. So they had to either be assassinated or taken out, like Nixon was. And, Nixon, oh, the jury is still on Tricky Dick, because he's Tricky Dick, you know. So it's just quite interesting. And because people look at Nick, and how did he start the EPA? Why did he do that? Why did he do that? Because he took us off the gold standard of our currency. Thus, our dollar was worthless. And so, the only way that he could get the oil folk that, our armies had put in power to make the dollar into the reserve currency, the petrodollar, was to back it by something. So he backed it by a third of the United States, the real estate, what was under the ground, what was there. And the World Bank and the IMF and the Federal Reserve have all, which are all privately held banks, not even banks, just currency manipulation mechanisms. They basically have not only, taken that land and commoditized it as a backing for our currency, but the people here, through all of what is known as admiralty law. Go watch Mr. Maxwell, and he's very good on that. J. Maxwell, and admiralty law. If you Google that one, he would pop up. And then you have, the realization that we're all somebody's bitches, and we have been manufactured, our avatars, we are just a bag of water. We are just a mud puppet. And, entities from other dimensions, other planets, other galaxies, the ancient alien theory, that's really, the Anunnaki manufactured us. But the Anunnaki did not manufacture our spirit, our soul, our, conscious free will in love's co-creation, And that's why we are, in a prison planet. why we have so many wars constantly. Because the only way, every time an individual becomes somewhat realized, they either are dead, or end up dead. We have, like me. I keep saying, I got a limited warranty. Yet, I'm supposed to die 6 times already, but haven't. Because I keep serving love's co-creation, right? And yes, every joint of my body hurts. Every as my endocrinologist says, boy, you are the healthiest dead guy I know. You know, because I don't let that stop me. I don't let the situation stop me. I find that the situation. Well, yeah. Hey, I'll be out of here in about half an hour. Yes. Even though I told them that, they, ooh, gotta remind me. Just as I was saying, oh, anyway, it's everything synchronicity, right? As the time hits 11 minutes and 11 seconds. Right? Anyway, so what do you guys have to say about all this? Got the live chat is on. Anybody want to comment? Live chat. All messages are visible. And we've got 4 folks watching. Hey there, Twitch. Yep. Well, I'm just waking up. I was watching, I got a TV right here in the old room, and I was watching, all the networks. And as I was saying, Donald Trump isn't any more corrupt than any of the other politicians, And that just shows you how corrupt all the other, Joe Biden, just look at that little grin on his face. So, it basically, Donald Trump just thinks he's still on the set of The Apprentice, and he is. He's not even the apprentice. He's the apprentice. You know, and he doesn't really know what he's getting himself into. Like I said, he is going to win the election, even though he will be indicted. He's going to be indicted, you know, next year, sometime this, sometime between February and March of 2020. Good old Donnie will be indicted, right? But he won't go to court yet. He won't be in there because they don't want to try him while he's president because he can't be, right? But he'll win a 2020 election. And then you thought these 4 years were weird? Wow! Because everything will come out. And it'll be like you can't believe. And that's, sometime between now and then, we're going to have a red flag of where the aliens will invade. And it'll be a holographic Hollywood blockbuster, right? I was just watching Tom Cruise in The War of the Worlds. And Spielberg did that movie on a movie set. It was like a 1930s War of the World, most of it. He had shots in Boston and stuff and him driving around. But, when that big scene where they go up against the cylinders and the Army and the Air Force get wiped out, and his son gets mesmerized to go watch it, like a football game, and gets vaporized. And then they end up in the basement with what's his name? It's and they did it on a soundstage, so you could see that when it happens in what we think is, oh my God, it's just a soundstage, you know. And the cadre here, we can keep that off if we pray, if we, in every day and every way take the peace of the earth and make it stronger, right? We can be that unexpected consequence. And my whole life, I've been unexpected consequence, And and I'm your Sensei Al Bob. I'm here as your griot to tell you stories, to give you inspiration and entertainment that isn't a Hollywood adventure. You know. Yes, I pump this up shamanically, but that's with prayer. Hollywood pumps it up with magic. And one man's magic is another man's science, and another man's science is another man's religion. Our science has turned into religion, too, because truth has to come from a place of understanding, and our science comes from a place of disbelief. Meaning, when I say disbelief, it's not that they don't understand it, they don't understand truth. They believe in what's in the textbook, but not what's in front of their eyes, right? And pretty much, the things that are flying around this in the sky are ours. Yes, there've been, you know, we are the aliens. Homo sapiens sapien, we are the alien race. We are the 666 because we are carbon-based elements. 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, 666. We don't have to take any, you know, you know, take the mark. We already are the mark. Just like in a scam, there's the mark. That's what we are. We are the mark. So, come on, kids. You know, wake up. You know, get out there. Look at that beautiful day. Come on. Look at that beautiful. Look at and that haze. That is these chemtrails sprayed over our reality in front of us. And the chemtrails does so many things to us. It gets in. It's a nano dust, so it's inside of us. We are all becoming transhuman, but not so much that we're going to live forever, but we'll be more easily controlled. All of those cell towers, especially the ones that are right on. Why do they stick cell towers on top of, you know, high voltage lines? The amount of money it takes to stick it up there, and still keep the current going through, and that mean how careful they got to be, and da 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 da. No, they put those sucking towers up there, and they're right at certain, specific points on ley lines, etc. Most power lines are on that because the current is not being carried by the wire. You know, Electricity is a frequency, 60 hertz, right? And it's a particle being knocked down, meaning those wires are what are called wave guides, right? And so the current just goes down the wave guide. It doesn't, And so if you ever go get a fluorescent light bulb and walk up to one of those. You don't have to climb up it, but just get within 100 yards of it. That fluorescent tube will start to illuminate. And so people who live near those high voltage towers, they're getting microwaved. They're being baked from the inside out. It's very interesting. Poor people and very rich people, not the uber rich, but the what are known as the worker drones. The people who are lawyers and doctors and bank executives. Those guys, you know, they're first on the list to go. They're worker drones. Now the management class are people like Rockefeller and Rothschild. That's the manager class. The owners, we don't even get to see them. Just because you're a billionaire doesn't mean you own anything. Anyway, so I have to go. So this is just a little thing. Last night's thing was, I just was watching. It was so fixed. CNN, MSNBC, and Fox all had these, what do they call them, town meetings where they were having the people running for president being shown off. And they were so patently artificial. I mean, just, that Warren chick. Oh, please. And there's that other one. Oh, I forget her name, but I mean, they're all so easily forgettable. And the guy who raised $6 million in the first day, where did that money come from? You know, Hunter. Is that Hunter? No, I can't. Honeybee Hoopla. Honeybee Hoopla. I like that. Yes, I had a good night's rest. I turned off the TV around midnight and slept till about 8. Very nice. Had a nice synthetic breakfast and took a dip in the jacuzzi. Oh, the jacuzzi! I wish I had one of those. It's so good for my body. It kind of melts all the crust. And then took a nice long hot shower. All these things are, at the school I can't really take a shower because I might expose, be seen by my host, and he would lose it. And it's pretty cold down there, especially on the cold days. But hey, I think isn't today the first day of spring, or maybe tomorrow? But it's like spring, and the buds are budding. So this is, we should every day in every way we should take the piece of the earth and make it stronger by appreciating what we got, not kvetching. That's a nice Jewish term. No, Yiddish, not Jewish, Yiddish term for not appreciating what you got. You know, it's always much better to appreciate what you got than to moan about what you don't have, because what you don't have you don't need, really. I mean, I'm living on about $400 a month. I'm doing pretty good, you know. Yes, it gets tight sometimes, but the universe always provides because I'm here to serve Bub's co-creation and you, my cadre, right? My cadre of adepts. And you're really doing great. You're doing better and better, and every day in every way you're stepping up. And that's what we need to do. Like I said, and back there, Sparta kept the Persians off the Greeks' back. Only 300 people kept 500,000 well-armed, well-disciplined army from attacking Greece. So our cadre can step up to that, right? And this is one of those moments in history that will be remembered for eons, right? This next 18 months. The window of opportunity is open. I started again last May with the observation of, okay, enough is enough. I am going to step out of the shadows and speak to whoever will listen and bring forth a cadre, right, of adepts. And you guys showed up. And then I started to speak of the 40 days and 40 nights, that preparation period, right? And we're still in that. We're still in that 40 days and 40 nights. And it's non-linear, just doesn't happen, it's non-linear. And, then the window of opportunity opened up. I saw that, and I said, "Okay, let's go for it." And now I see that window has a definite within the construct of the linear 18 months. Between now and 18 months, whatever is going to happen is going to happen, and it could be a lot of different things. But the way the stock market is going up for no reason at all. Gives me, you look at markets history, whenever the market is doing what it's doing now, it means the bottom is about to fall out soon, right? Because, before '08, Georgie boy was going, oh, just go out and buy stuff on credit. Just buy, consume. Everything is great. Our children were dying and we were killing millions. Go out and buy stuff. Put it on your credit card. We're doing that with the war. We're not paying for it, but put it on the credit card. We haven't even started paying for that war. We haven't even finished paying for the First World War. So, the economic situation is going to be, I think it might illusionarily look, because the only thing keeping Donnie somewhat popular, it's the dollar stupid. It's the money stupid. So I think our economic situation will kind of at least limp along or look good. Better to look good than to be good. Until November of 2020. So go out there and have a good time. That's all I can say. So anyway, everything's starting to bud. It all looks beautiful. It's a beautiful day. It's going to be a beautiful week. Go out there and enjoy it. I am going to be talking to you about tonight about the same subject matter. The belonging we seek is not behind us, but in front of us, right? And my, where you put your description and your tags. I think from this point on, my description is speaking to Sofia through those chosen who can listen. And my tags are the Bard of Mysteries, Metaphors, Magic, the NRO, the NSA, and Majestic. Anyway, so that's the story. Those are the folks we want to co-create, to bring into love's co-creation. AI really needs to be punchy tags. Yep. And so I'm going to stick with those tags. I mean, I'm the artist in me, the bard of metaphor. All the other tags and just have been like artwork, but I'm just going to keep sticking with these. Just everything from this point on is going to be that. It'll get somebody's attention. Some algorithm will go, it's about, and then they'll get hooked. Right? That's what I'm looking for. Just as I said that, I started to buffer. Anyway, so I guess they're saying hi. So you all enjoy the day. I gotta sneeze now. My mother used to sneeze like that, but she used to sneeze 1,000 times stronger. So, she would go, and that would give everyone who understood time to get under the table. And then she would sneeze and. So, I love you guys. It's 29 and 29 seconds. And I'm going to say, see you tonight around 7-ish, somewhere between 7 and 8. Okay? Catch you later.